Okay, we are live on the computer, and I'll get it on the computer.
You got 2 under the 16th there.
There we go, okay.
Okay, we're live.
Showed the 25th, but I guess it's showing the 16th
16th
now.
there. Okay, is it showing the 16th on YouTube?
Yeah. I can change the name of it, it's fine.
Okay. Call the October 25th regular meeting of council to order at 6:02. I'll start with the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that the town of Winnipeg Beach is located on First Nations Treaty Territory 1, the traditional territory and ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe, the Cree, the Ojibwe, the Dene, and the Dakota people, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We respect the treaties made on these territories. We dedicate ourselves to move forward with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration to make Manitoba an inclusive and accessible place for everyone who lives here. Present the agenda.
Be it resolved that the agenda for the October 25th, 2023 regular meeting of council be approved as presented, as per the following additions and deletions. Deletion, item number 14, in camera. Addition, Remembrance Day invite. Addition, council meeting schedule, November 8th, and change December from the 20th to the 13th.
Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. Can I get a seconder, please? Councillor Kozlowski. I just want to say that our illustrious CAO is out sick today, so Tara is being our acting CAO today. So we've made some changes to the agenda. Any questions, comments, or points of discussion? All in favor? Carried.
Okay. Be it hereby resolved that the minutes of the October 16th, 2023 regular meeting be approved as circulated.
Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. Seconder, please. Councillor Poole. I trust everybody had an opportunity to review the minutes of October 16th. Any changes, deletions, or points of discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Carried.
Be it hereby resolved that council approves the accounts payable listing being check number 21992 through to 22071 inclusive of checks, electronic payments, and payroll issued in the amount of $194,389.64 as circulated.
Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. Can I get a seconder, please? Councillor Kozlowski. Discussion. Any questions, comments, points of discussion? Councillor Kozlowski?
Aye. Good there?
Councillor Jarvis?
Yeah.
All in favor? Carried.
Be it hereby resolved that council approves the accounts payable listing being check number 22072 to 22114 inclusive of checks, electronic payments, and payroll issued in the amount of $103,117.57 as circulated.
Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. We're right on the bit today, Councillor Jarvis. Seconder, please. Councillor Poole. Questions, discussions? You good?
I'm good.
All in favor? Carried. Okay. The next before us is the water and sewer utility bylaw. And our CAO gave this to us so that we could review it for some discussion. We don't have a current water and sewer utility regulation bylaw. Did folks have an opportunity to look through this? And do you have any questions or comments? I know that we were going to have further discussion with our CAO as we move through this process with first, second, and third reading, but I was wondering if there's any initial comments people wanted to make.
You can wait till a regular CEO comes back.
Wait until Sharon.
This is a pretty detailed question. Yeah, I agree.
Councillor Gould?
No, I'm good right now. Wait for the Sharon.
Wait for Sharon?
Yep.
Okay.
No disrespect.
None taken. I agree.
Okay, so we'll just table this till our next meeting, yes? And the next up is parking. Trying to get this up. Councillor Kozlowski, you had asked this to be put back on the agenda?
Yeah, we were supposed to talk about that last meeting, and we forgot to do it, so told her to put it on today's agenda, and she's away, so probably table it again.
Well, the last meeting, a couple of meetings ago, we had decided that parking needed a longer conversation than what we can do here on council meetings, and so we were setting aside a larger chunk of time to talk about recreation, and we'd also decided to set a larger chunk of time aside to talk about parking. We had the recreation conversation. We now need to have the parking conversation. So did we want to set some time to have this larger discussion? Councillor Jarvis?
Yeah, because we have budget meetings coming up.
Yes, we do.
So if we can get that in prior to some of these budget meetings, because unless I'm mistaken, we had also included with that certain concepts of boardwalk days, etc. So I'll have to, we were going to discuss parking and some of the boardwalk day concerns, and that was going to be prior to the budget meetings.
Okay.
So if memory serves me correct, I know we have some budget meetings. We have one set up for the 22nd of, no it's not.
No, it's not. Our first budget meeting, I believe,
December
is
the 13th.
November 22nd.
Yeah, it is November 22nd?
It
Yeah,
is
it
November
is, that's right.
22nd.
I was right. November 22nd is the first one. So maybe the week of the 13th to the 17th?
How is Monday or Wednesday for folks? Monday the 13th, Wednesday the 15th.
Fine by me.
Councillor Wu?
Yeah, just pick a date.
Okay. Councillor Kozlowski?
Sure. Monday?
Monday the 13th. Do we want to set aside 1 to 4 again? I think
Can we do it later?
Whatever. I'm open the 15th.
The Monday we
15th,
have,
we got to.
yeah, seniors on
Yeah.
crib tournament on the Monday afternoon.
Oh, so,
And Larry and I both play in that.
okay, so you would
Do you want to do
prefer,
that evening, or? I think it's probably going to be an hour and a half, or
oh,
What about
no.
the
2 hours.
Councillor Jarvis, I think that the discussion's gonna be much longer than that. And let's make sure we have some time to,
What about
where
the
we're still
14th?
fresh. The 14th, I have a medical in the afternoon, but we just really do the morning, say 9 to 12 on the 14th.
I can do that.
Councillor Kozlowski?
It's fine with me.
Councillor Hill?
Yep.
9 to 12?
Tuesday the 14th from 9 to 12. Okay. So that will be parking. Put it in your books. And Tara, I'm wondering if you could make a note of that for both Sharon as well as Councillor Gendron, who's not here today.
Yeah.
Thank you. What was it, 8? I'm sorry.
We are on 8. Or no,
No,
we're
that
on
was
7-2.
Tuesday, November
Oh.
when?
14th, 9 to 12.
Okay, the resolution, 8.2.
Whereas
It's not 8.2. Sorry,
it is a 7.2.
it is 7.2.
Oh, 7.2 in here, but it's 8.2 over there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, either way.
It's okay.
Whereas a request for donation has been received by the Town of Winnipeg Beach. Therefore be resolved that Council of the Town of Winnipeg Beach authorize a donation in the amount of to the Winnipeg Beach Legion Branch 61 and the Ladies Auxiliary for the complimentary Christmas dinner for veterans and spouses.
Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Kozlowski. Can I get a seconder, please? Councillor Hu. Discussion. This has come up, this came up last month, our last meeting, and people wanted to see what our donations have been to date to the Legion, and you can see what has been provided, what information has been provided to us by our CAO. And so open the discussion about what people's thoughts are.
Any idea what we have left in our budget for?
1,500
I
Yeah,
or
think
1,000.
one at a time. I think it was 1,500. You can check.
It was around
No,
1,000.
it was 1,000 because we had 2,500 and we gave.
Something like that.
We had 2,500. I think we gave 1,500 to Madeline's
Michelle's
Closet.
Club, yeah. Madeline's Closet.
So we have 1,000 left.
We're saying a minimum of 500 for the vets dinner and the people of Winnipeg Beach that they give their meals to. The least we can do for our veterans and our people there, considering all the other donations that we give, to other communities and that, for sure. It's too bad we didn't have a little bit more in that donation fund, because I would have upped that.
Other comments? Councillor Jarvis,
No, I'm good.
what do you think about 500?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Councillor Houle?
Yep, fine.
Fine.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so can we change that to Winnipeg Beach authorize a donation in the amount of $500?
Oh.
Winnipeg Beach Legion?
So I will reread that for you. Therefore be it resolved that Council of the Town of Winnipeg Beach authorize a donation in the amount of $500 to the Winnipeg Beach Legion Branch 61 and the Ladies Auxiliary for the complimentary Christmas dinner for veterans and spouses.
Okay, and because Councillor Kozlowski, you moved it, Councillor Houle, you seconded, all in favor? Carried. Then we have the MEC training. There's some shared notes here, but it's not coming up for me.
It was just Jean saying she was available.
Okay. Tara, were you able to find any further information in terms of change of dates and AMM?
Sharon hasn't gotten a response yet because Shelley's out of the country till the 27th.
Okay.
So At this point, there is no further information on whether or not the date will be changed.
Okay. So if people remember, there's some interest in going to this training because it's for volunteers in an emergency crisis here. However, it was planned for the week of AMM, which all municipalities are going to be attending, so I'm not sure if the woman who is providing this training is aware of that. And she's out of the country, so that we can't get back to her on that. She should be back in the country by the end of this week.
27th, yeah.
So maybe we can table this until our next meeting. That'll give us time to hear back from her and see if there's a change in dates. Otherwise, none of us are going to be able to go.
Yeah, because this is not until November. I
It's
think.
not until end of November.
So there's time.
There is. New and general business. We have the Food Cycle Municipal Solutions. And we had decided that was a delegation that we had at 5:30 tonight. And we've decided to table that discussion till our next meeting. And I believe, Terry, you're going to be contacting East St. Paul, West St. Paul,
Yep.
St. Andrews, and Stonewall.
Just to get some of their actual stats directly from them.
Okay, sounds good. Manitoba beef producers. People have an opportunity to read this information. And is anybody interested in attending this?
No.
Okay, so we will accept it as information. Thank you. Crime Stoppers notice to municipalities. I understand they are going to be sending signs out to us to place around the community. I trust everybody's had an opportunity to read this letter from them. Any questions or comments?
That's a good idea.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you. The AMM meeting with the RCMP. I believe that Sharon reviewed this at our last meeting. And we were talking about some plans in terms of the issues we'd like to discuss with them at the next meeting.
And it's been, like it's done, it's set up.
And do we know what time it's set up for?
That I do not know.
Okay. So we can have further discussion of this at our next meeting. Guess we'll be tabling that too. We have recreation report in terms of the motor of the ice plant. Everybody have opportunity to look at this?
Yep.
And the report? Discussion?
I don't know that much about it. So I'm not certain. Like, I know about it, it's a big chunk of cash.
That's typically what
I know,
we
I
paid
know,
in the past, yeah.
I know, like.
Right around the ballpark. It's-
Yeah, whenever you're looking at anything like that, refrigeration is huge.
I wouldn't mind taking a look at the net zero information. Did people have a chance to review those links?
No, I haven't.
I know myself and our previous CAO had an opportunity to attend a session with Net Zero. And at that point, they were looking at grants that would be available to us to bring both the community club, ice rink, and curling club up to net zero in terms of emissions. And there were a number of grants available. Nothing was moved on at that point. I think it might be interesting to at least sit down and have some discussion with them about that and see what the possibilities are. Councillor Jarvis?
But she mentions quote, there are many federal, provincial, and local hydro grants. Is there any way that we can get a list of what grants are available and which direction those grants are going?
Well, one of the things that came out of meeting with Net Zero is that there are a number of federal and provincial grants to meet net zero because there were some federal research pieces that were done across the country in terms of emissions, and they found that some of the buildings that had the greatest emissions and most wasteful of energy were rural hockey rinks, ice skating rinks, and curling clubs. And so the federal and provincial government have come up with a number of grants to retrofit recreation centers, ice skating rinks, and curling clubs to decrease emissions, to decrease utility rates, and to bring us closer to net zero. So I know that there's a number of those grants out there, and I know that the Net Zero group is familiar with all of those grants, and their job is to come out, do an assessment of those buildings, figure out what grants would be available, what grants would fit best for us, what it would give us, and what the cost would be. Which is why I think instead of us looking at each of those grants individually, it might be better to go through Net Zero.
Is there a cost for net zero?
I don't know, that's why I think that we should at least make a decision to start looking into that, to see if there is a cost, what the costs are, those kinds of things. Councillor Hooley, you wanted to say something?
Well, I think, doesn't she have a list here of financial implications? The motor plus tax, compressor, and grant study providing ability for future funding was 20K.
Mm-hmm.
Now that doesn't help us with any repairs on our
No, it
current
doesn't.
facility, so if something goes down in the next year or 2 years, we could lose our rink entirely.
No, we're paying for the motor regardless, or the 11K for the motor? Because that's what's happening, because I mean, there's a number of options here, but.
Right, and so she's saying that we could pay $12,000 for the motor plus tax. We could pay $30,000, or just over $30,000 for a new compressor.
But she says her main area of concern is the motor, so do we have to, does the motor get fixed regardless? Or should we, like you're saying about the net zero, should we start really looking at doing the whole thing and just whatever happens to the motor, happens to the motor?
That's what I'm saying.
But whatever happens to the motor puts the ice out of commission if it goes next week.
I know, but I'm not sure. I think that we need more information, because I'm not sure that the suggestion is the motor could go next week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where we are in that risk. I think we need to have more information.
And how does this sustain energy thing factor into this at all? The people are gonna put to determine the loss of.
No, they'll just show us how much energy we're losing.
And the net zero is will be tied into the grid, the electrical grid, correct? Or are we gonna look at things like solar and,
I believe that's done.
right?
Cool.
And no hydrogen or anything like that, right?
I don't know. That's why I think that we need more information.
Yeah.
Because the net zero is more than just solar panels.
What do we have to do to get more information? We just.
I think that I would like to suggest that we talk to our CEO about investigating more in terms of net zero, possibly setting up a meeting with them, finding out what kind of granting is available, what kind of funding is available, so we at least know what the options are in terms of that. And then we can make a bit more of an informed decision about whether we're going to replace the motor and compressor, whether there's a different solution through net zero. I think that we need to have not just a short-term plan, how do we keep the motor going from this year to next year, but I think it's part of our responsibility to look at long-term plans, for the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years.
One of the things that the Manitoba Hydro came out with last month in September was that if we go, and talking about net zero, but if we start to push for that in the next 15 to 20 years, we're gonna max our grid. So,
Yeah,
and I know that, I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
it's fine if we all go to that and then some, because they have situations now in other municipalities where they're telling people you can only charge your vehicles for 45 minutes,
Right.
so it's all good that we're going, but we need more information.
Mhm.
Because we could just paint ourselves into a corner.
Right. But I think at this point, it would probably make the most sense for us as a community to at least look into the net zero more in terms of feasibility study and more of a long-term solution for both our hockey rink and our curling club. And see if we can bring the cost down, bring the energy efficiency up, and try and decrease our emissions. That's what I would like to get more information on. So we can make a fuller decision. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just
Councillor
need more
Moore?
information.
Yeah, I think we need to know the status of the machinery in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we can communicate that to Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have no doubt she'll be watching this. She doesn't get sick well.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, Remembrance Day. This is a request from the Legion. Jeez, excuse me, I just closed my window. It's a request for the Legion for Saturday, November 11th for the laying of the wreath. And they're asking me to be present, and I certainly will be present, but I would like to ask Councillor Kozlowski if he would also like to be present and be laying the wreath as well.
Sure. I'd be honored to lay the wreath for the veterans.
Okay, so we can do that together. And there will be a light lunch after. Are any other council members wanting to be present for that?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so Councillor Kozlowski, you and I will be laying the wreath for Winnipeg Beach. Thank you. Tara, could you get back to them and let them know that we will be in attendance?
Sure can.
Thank you. Do we need a resolution for that? I
Should
can't
have.
remember. Should we have a resolution?
Yeah, probably should, just because you're attending.
So can we just say,
I sure can.
can you make one up on the spot? Be it resolved that Mayor Pam Jackson and
Yeah.
Councillor Kozlowski will just
Give
make
me
it up.
one, like, here. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, folks.
It's okay.
Bear with me.
Yeah, we're just making this up as we go along.
Right?
It's okay.
Okay. Okay.
Be it resolved that Mayor Jackson and Councillor Kozlowski will be attending the Remembrance Day service on Saturday, November 11th at the Winnipeg Legion to lay a wreath at their service. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I just made it up. I hope it's correct. Did everybody hear that resolution? Yep. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. Can I get a seconder, please? Councillor Houle. All in favor? Carried. I'll let you fill in the blanks later. You got
Yes,
it-
thanks.
You got it there?
Oh, yeah, I typed it out.
and I've got it signed here, so.
Perfect.
Committee reports. I see that we don't have any committee reports. However, let's get this mixed up. Board reports. Anybody attend any board meetings that you'd like to report on, please? Councillor Kozlowski.
Yeah, I was at the Evergreen Basic Needs meeting today in Gimli. And we went over their budget and a few other items that they had on their agenda. I'll just read you some of the hampers that come to Winnipeg Beach area. Number of hampers are 125. The adults were 216, children were 33.
And that's in Winnipeg Beach?
It's in Winnipeg Beach only. There was a 15% increase in the number of adults this year, and also 28% increase in the number of children who received food hampers.
Wow.
And this was from the same period last year till now. Their budgets, they're in pretty good shape, financial shape. Their hampers and everything for Christmas cost them roughly over $20,000 that they put out. They thanked us very much for our donation of $10,000 that we presented them this year. And all in all, they're looking in pretty good shape this year.
Good.
And that's why we're doing it.
Well, thank you for your attendance and thank you for your report. It's a pretty sad, sad statement about how some families are living in Winnipeg Beach, eh? That's when we remind people of the community food bank cupboard community food cupboard we have available in the rec center for any families that need some extra support between paychecks or the food hampers. Any other committee reports, board reports? Okay, do you want to read 12.2? Mine says 12.2, but on here it says something different, so it's 11.2.
Yeah. Be it hereby resolved that council approve the council committee and board reports as presented.
Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Ho. Can I get a seconder, please? Councillor Kozlowski. All in favor? Carried. Correspondence. Read the,
Yeah, be it hereby resolved that the correspondence be accepted as circulated or presented.
Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. Can I get a seconder, please? Councillor Ho. I trust everybody's had an opportunity to read the correspondence. So there's an update on the viruses circulating through our community and the new provincial cabinet being sworn in. And also, I hope people noticed the thank you card from Riverview Health Center. Donation was made in Mr. Tonko's name. All in favor? Carried. And as we said, the in-camera discussions are going to be tabled until next meeting, when we are all present. And I think, fellow councillors, that we just broke a record. Don't you think?
I think so.
6:30.
This is a 35-minute meeting. I guess this is payback for all the 4-hour meetings we've had, eh?
Guess so. That's it?
For adjournment.
Okay. Be it hereby resolved that council adjourns the October 25th, 2023 meeting at
6:35.
6:35.
Can I get a mover, please? Everybody's hand goes up so quickly.
But he's like,
Councillor Lowell, move, second, Councillor Kozlowski.
Yeah.
All in favor? Carried. Oh, we were supposed to add, but it wasn't on the agenda, we were supposed to add the change of dates.
you're
For our next
probably gonna
council
wanna
meeting.
discuss that anyway at some point, no?
Pardon me?
But yeah, there was that.
We were adding that, but it didn't get onto the agenda.
No. That was for November 8th and December 20th.
So,
Or,
Councillor
yeah.
Hill, could you wait for a minute?
Council meeting's over.